Close your eyes for a minute, close your eyes for a second. I won't change my mind.
Oh my god, it looks like episode 12 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta has got some Bolo aftershocks just ricocheting right through this episode. And you're going to see why I have captioned this the Bolo aftershock. Because, guys, this particular incident happened 2 years ago. 2 years ago. There is still aftershock. It took a few people off the show after, I think a year after, and now we are still seeing the aftershock. We're going to get into all of that. First things first, some housekeeping, guys. Welcome back to my channel, Poshcateyes Unfiltered, and welcome back to yet another commentary of Real Housewives of Atlanta season 15. Guys, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. To my newer subbies, thank you for staying on the course or welcoming you on board. And to my existing subbies, you guys know what we do here. Thank you so much. Keep holding the torch. Do not forget to like, share, and comment. Okay? Please. With that said, though, I have to apologize for my croaky voice from the last commentary. I mean, I tried my best to deliver your goods. However, it was hard. And now I'm better. At least I think I am better. So we're just going to get into the commentary that was, as you all know, 12. It started out well, I would say, outside of the fall, outside of the Kenya fall with the Portugal girls trip. It's been going on smoothly up until the night before Kandi left. Now, I am not sure how this particular conversation came about. We all know production stopped filming. An hour after production stopped filming, this whole shenanigan happened. And that was the fact that I think there were conversations back and forth about Drew kissing a girl and liking it, I guess. And there were denials from Drew, rightly so. And Kandi was a little bit upset with the fact that she saw something and Kandi is making a mockery of what she saw, really calling her a liar. And Kandi's like, I'm not gonna stand for you questioning my integrity and questioning my character because I saw what I saw. And it is funny because at the reunion, LaToya, the girl in question, did confirm that there was a kiss. At the time, Drew denied it, so we did not, it was nothing that would lead to the upheaval that we are seeing 2 seasons after the fact, with the girl in question no longer on the show. So it's kind of amazing how this particular Bolo incident or Bolo night incident has now led on to a few drama effects. I'm not sure what's going on, but we're going to get into that. Anyway, we can see Kandi still upset about it, but now she is packing up to leave Portugal. We know she was not going to be with the girls for a long time. She's got a few concerts back in Atlanta. And so her leaving on a low note wasn't really the best. Switch off to Kenya and Moyeta having to recap the night because we know Kenya had the fall and so she could not make it to the slumber party that was meant to be a good night for Kandi and the girls to just get a woman fuzzy before she heads back home. Anyway, a lot more happened because Moyeta is claiming that Courtney, Malo, Sheree were all colluding against the other girls group. Like, we all know there's a clear divide, and that divide is sort of now widening with Courtney's presence. Courtney has joined the Sheree group, which is Sheree, Malo, Sanya, and now, of course, Courtney. And so Moyeta was there and saw the kind of conversation that was taking place and said something to Kenya. And Kenya, as you all know, would not sit on this sort of information. No freaking way. We're going to get into how this whole situation unveiled itself during the course of the girls' trip in Portugal. The other stuff that Moyeta dropped was the fact that Marlo was recording this whole scene, and not only did she record it, she then sent the video to LaToya. And the problem is, I'm a bit confused because LaToya is now saying it never happened. The supposed kiss never happened. Kandi is saying it happened. Kandi called everyone, called Cynthia Bailey. Now we know Cynthia Bailey was a seasoned veteran of this show. She's no longer on. But what seems to be the case now is Cynthia is going to be making an appearance in episode 13. So there is still more to this Bolo situation, guys. I cannot wait to get to the bottom of this Bolo situation. Bolo, wherever you are at, you should be collecting royalties. 3 seasons after the fact, the girls are still talking about you. Amazing, right? Well, the girls are getting set for a sound bath healing session organized by none other than Sheree. Sheree feels that this particular sound bath is going to cure her of from her fibroid. I do not know how Zen, Namaste, sound, and sleeping, whatever meditation is going to heal you of fibroids. But you learn every day, guys. We learn every day. But before we see them heading out, Malo and Sanya are also debriefing on the situation that happened last night. Malo feels someone is lying and they need to get to the bottom of who is lying. But again, we can now have a chat with Drew herself because she is now front and center with this whole kissing gate saga. Drew is sitting with Sheree and they are trying to unpack how the night that was meant to be a fun girl slumber party went left. Drew feels that it's funny. It started out well, and up until the whole accusation of her kissing a girl, she didn't understand where it came from too. Sheree wants to understand why she would think Kandi's lying. And very quickly, Drew is of the opinion that, well, Kandi's trying to get me to feature in their movie production, and there's a scene that involves, having to kiss a girl, and probably Kandi is hyping me up and preparing me for that scene. I'm like, it doesn't make any damn sense. Actresses do that a lot of times. They get in motion, they get in action, and take a role and act the part. Now, no one needs to spread a lie just to get you prepared for a scene. Really? Drew, is that the excuse? Anyway, Drew then also let us in on the fact that Latoya sent her the recording that Malo sent her whilst this whole conversation was happening in Portugal. And she is so livid that she was being recorded or her privacy was being invaded. I think I can understand that, but at the same time, this is a reality show, right? So everyone is pretty much filming. Yeah, camera is off, camera is on. Camera off, camera on. So Drew, I don't know. Well, again, I'm with you, girl. Should the video have been shared? Absolutely not. However, there is an accusation that we need to all confirm. Is it true? Who is lying? What's going on? And so Malo filming you and sending it to Latoya, it's more like, Latoya, you need to hear this. Like, something is going on. What's your take? Did you or did you not? Because apparently I saw something and you confirmed something during the reunion 2 years ago. And so what's the game? Anyway, Drew feels this is all, hullable, and she's literally not going to blink an eyelid or lose sleep over it. And Sherry's of the opinion that this whole situation now is going to cause or create a wedge between her relationship with Kandi. And she's like, well, to hell with Kandi's friendship. It is what it is. If some friendship comes, some friendship goes. I'm like, Drew, really? Are you going to say that? I don't know, man. But I cannot wait to have this particular commentary or conversation between Kandi and Drew. Maybe Latoya present as well, because this is weird. It's now getting out of hand. Drew then sort of alluded to the fact that Kandi has got her bedroom tour off of a lie that was perpetrated on her, and I don't know how it makes sense. Make it make sense, Drew, because you just keep coming up with all of these adjectives and phrases that I cannot really comprehend. Anyway, they all proceeded to the sound bath, which started out fun. They seemed zen. They seemed asleep. And during this particular sound bath, honestly, most of this sort of meditation things is not my thing. I don't know how it works. 'Cause I don't really believe in them. I feel like you're conditioning me to be in a state that I don't want to be. That's control. That's mind control. And I am not a fan of mind control. I do not do well with someone trying to control my mind. So that's how I feel about it. Well, the girls seem to have had a deeper meditation. Saya said she was having a reflection of about her family and the conversation or the rift between her and her sister. Malo seems to be in heaven. She got a good sleep out of this. Sheree was thinking about her grandbaby as well as being a mom and also hoping that her fibroid disappears from the sounds that is coming through. Kaya, I'm not sure because I don't know. She said she was thinking about her daughter and then she started crying. She got really emotional. She was thinking about having another baby. And I honestly don't know. She was really like emotional because after the sound bath, they all, had to reflect and share what they felt. Kenya was crying and I think the girls tried to see what was going on. She wasn't really willing to elaborate further. The Zen master and the Zen mistress cornered her to the side and tried to find out what revelation, if any, happened for her because they could see she's quite emotional. And she said, well, I saw my daughter and I saw us having lots of friends. I'm like, okay, Kenya, stop. I'm just pivoting to the sides that were a bit, amusing. They had to have lunch before they left this particular Zen venue. And during the lunch, it kicked off. It kicked off between Kenya and Courtney, as well as Drew and Malo. It was a mess. Drew was up in her feelings about the fact that Malo recorded her. And Malo, and it got to a word, words were exchanged, husbands were insulted, things just went left. And then Kenya, inserted herself into the conversation by bringing up the Malo, Sheree, Sanya, ganging up with Courtney to try and, should I say, misrepresent Drew. And quite very quickly, Courtney took offense to that particular allegation. They called out Moyeta for poor delivery. Moyeta sort of, and it just went back and forth. Kenya and we all know Kenya and Courtney are not going to see eye to eye. They don't like each other. Kenya wasn't very pleasant and Courtney as well wasn't very pleasant given the fact that she had already mocked her fall. We all saw that part. Sheree was upset. She was like, we can't get together just to have fun and not have drama. So she walked out and that ended the lunch. Seemingly, it progressed on to a dinner back at after the fact. So they had to go back to the hotel, got ready to go to, I think, an olive restaurant where they, had a dinner. Now, this dinner was supposed to mend the rift, right? But it didn't because, again, they had to start, calling out everyone's situation for them to own up to what has happened. But I can give you this. They were able to have a mouthful of their dinner before things went left. Moyeta apologized for sort of misrepresentation or, should I say, the Chinese whisper of sort. Like what she said, if she said it in a way that caused a little bit more tension, she apologized for it. And Courtney and Kenya went at each other's throat yet again. It was not fun to watch, but I enjoyed it. And then again, it was Drew and Malo. Malo, was just now coming for the jugular, attacking Drew's marriage, seemingly trying to say that the husband, Raf, it went on. I don't want to speculate because I don't want to give life to all that was said, in order not to continue on the character assassin or character assassination, if I would say. But Drew's got a big mouth. She came for the jugular as well. Did not forget to give Malo the read about her taxes, about her edges, about her mugshot, about her. It was a mouthful. I think Malo was literally washed and dried. It was fun for me because I could, like, someone had to give Malo a read. Sanya, again, the flip-flopper, was just there trying to, like, play both sides. And it's clear as day that that chick, you know, she's picked a side. And I feel like, yes, you picked a side, just stay in that side. Now, when you start flipping, it becomes a mess because it feels like you are very conniving. It feels like you're very devious because when you choose a side, stay in your side and own it. We're going to support you regardless of the sides you choose. When you then switch in between, you are a snake. You are sneaky. And so that means we can't trust you. That means your friendship is questionable. That means who you are as a person becomes questionable to the viewers. And that's what we're seeing. So you need to be one team. Team Malo and Sherry, good. Drive this force forward. But don't try and be Team Malo and Sherry and as well as Team Kandi and Kenya. Doesn't look nice. Because we can see right through you. Anyway, the dinner, should I say, left a sour taste in their mouths. Because yet again, it's another get-together. It's another dinner date. It's another moment where these girls cannot coexist. They ended in a lukewarm situation where they all left. Again, night 3 did not deliver in a way it was meant to deliver. The final night in Portugal, the girls had organized to go to a winery. Now, you would think that with a lot of wine, you know, will bring all the merriment. It did. It did. To a large extent, it did. Because they had a few wines and were able to laugh off, you know, all the moments or the solid or the sad or the uncomfortable moments for during this trip. They had, you know, people coming in to showcase some folks dance, you know, in the Portuguese culture, I think. I'm not sure how that. Drew seemed to think they were pilgrims now. She was corrected that pilgrims don't exist anymore. I don't know where she got that from. Now, the dance, but then there was a dramatic end to this particular Portugal trip. And that was Raf sending Malo a text message, to which Malo brought the text message to the group. She read the content of what I'm going to share here with you. And obviously, Drew had informed her husband that Malo had made disparaging comments about him. And he was upset. Malo took responsibility for those comments that she made and apologized to Drew. Drew receiving this particular apology, I really don't know if she did receive it. All I can tell you is, I did not think that the Drew and Malo's rift was this bad. It doesn't look like it's going to end. There's going to be a makeup session coming up in the near future between these two. They have got bad blood. They have got bad blood between each other, and I don't know how this is going to resolve itself, if it will resolve itself. But let's just say the girls are leaving Portugal on a cliffhanger. There is a lot that will be unpacked when they get back to Canada, and that is this particular case from 2 years ago, because Kandi's not going to let it go. Kandi feels that her character is now being assassinated, and so she is definitely going to get everyone who was present to come and defend her. So this is definitely going to play out more. We're going to unpack this whole thing because we can see Cynthia Bailey's coming back. Of course, we all know that for her to be back, something must have happened, or she's here to share something. So we cannot wait for episode 13. It probably will pack a punch because we then get to see there's more kissing allegation, there's more cheating allegation between Drew and some other lady. That's it, guys, for commentary with episode 12. I hope you enjoyed this particular episode like I did. I think I did. And I will see you guys next week. Until then, stay safe and be focused. Thank you for watching.